Are your healthy herbal teas silently damaging your body after 60? Right now, thousands of seniors across America are sipping herbal teas they believe are helping their health. But here's the terrifying truth the tea industry doesn't want you to know. Mayo Clinic reports that 1 in 5 deaths from liver failure are caused by herbal compounds. Even worse, 90% of seniors over 70 take medications that can dangerously interact with these innocent teas. Meet Evelyn, 67, from Oregon. She started drinking hibiscus tea daily for her blood pressure, until she collapsed at her book club meeting. Paramedics rushed her to the ER, where doctors discovered her healthy tea had been silently dropping her potassium to life-threatening levels. Just like Margaret, 75, whose relaxing chamomile tea amplified her blood thinner medication, causing internal bleeding that required emergency surgery. Today, I'll reveal the 5 most dangerous herbal teas that could be putting your health at serious risk after 60, and what you absolutely must know to stay safe. Don't assume natural means safe, because your life could literally depend on this information. Keep watching. This could save your life. Let's start with the #1 tea that's sending more seniors to the emergency room than any other. Tea Unjura 1, Hibiscus, the blood pressure dropper. The shocking truth about herbal teas after 60 starts with this beautiful, vibrant red tea that looks completely innocent. But here's what will terrify you. Hibiscus tea is the #1 reason seniors are fainting and falling in their own homes. Think I'm exaggerating? Let me tell you exactly what happened to Evelyn. Evelyn, 67, from Oregon, had been managing her blood pressure with medication for 3 years. Her doctor had her on lisinopril, and her numbers were perfectly controlled. Then she discovered hibiscus tea. The health blogs told her it was a natural way to support heart health. So she started drinking 2 cups every morning with breakfast. For the first few weeks, Evelyn felt great. Her blood pressure readings at home seemed even better than before. She was proud of herself for taking control of her health naturally. But here's what Evelyn didn't know, and what her doctor never warned her about. Hibiscus contains powerful compounds called anthocyanins and flavonoids that can dramatically lower blood pressure. We're talking about drops of 10 to 15 millimeters of mercury. That might sound small, but when you're already taking blood pressure medication like lisinopril or amlodipine, this creates a dangerous double whammy effect. Here's the scary part. 66% of seniors already have hypertension requiring medication. When you add hibiscus tea to prescription blood pressure drugs, you're essentially getting a double dose of blood pressure reduction. Your body can't handle it. 3 weeks into her hibiscus routine, Evelyn was at her weekly book club meeting. She stood up to refill her coffee cup and immediately felt dizzy. Before anyone could catch her, she collapsed onto the hardwood floor. Thank God her friend Sarah was a retired nurse who knew to check her blood pressure immediately. 90/50. Dangerously low. The paramedics rushed Evelyn to the emergency room, where doctors discovered that her healthy hibiscus tea had been slowly but steadily dropping her potassium levels and amplifying her blood pressure medication. She was hours away from a potentially fatal heart rhythm disturbance. Are you drinking hibiscus tea right now, thinking it's helping your blood pressure while you're already taking medication? You need to stop and listen carefully. If you're on any blood pressure medication, lisinopril, amlodipine, metoprolol, or any other, you cannot safely drink hibiscus tea without close medical supervision. Here's what you must do if you want to continue drinking hibiscus tea. First, tell your doctor immediately. Second, monitor your blood pressure twice daily. Third, never drink hibiscus tea within 4 hours of taking your blood pressure medication. the timing matters more than you think. But here's what will shock you even more. Hibiscus isn't the only innocent-looking tea hiding deadly secrets in your kitchen cabinet. The next tea I'm about to reveal is sitting in 90% of senior homes right now, and it's causing internal bleeding that's sending people to the emergency room every single day. Tea number 2, chamomile, the blood thinner's silent killer. What's the shocking truth about this innocent bedtime tea that millions of seniors drink every night? Chamomile tea is putting seniors on blood thinners in life-threatening danger, and most doctors don't even know it's happening. You've probably been told chamomile is the safest, gentlest tea you can drink. It's supposed to help you sleep, calm your nerves, and soothe your stomach. But if you're taking any blood-thinning medication, this harmless tea could literally kill you. Let me tell you Margaret's story, and I guarantee it will make you think twice about that bedtime cup of chamomile. Margaret, 75, from Michigan, had been on warfarin for 3 years after developing atrial fibrillation. Her doctor carefully monitored her blood levels every month, and everything was perfectly controlled. But Margaret had trouble sleeping. Her neighbor recommended chamomile tea as a natural sleep aid. Margaret started drinking 3 cups of chamomile tea every night before bed. She loved the ritual. The warm, gentle tea helped her relax and drift off to sleep naturally. For 6 weeks, Margaret felt like she had found the perfect solution to her insomnia. But here's what Margaret didn't know. Chamomile contains powerful compounds called coumarins and flavonoids that amplify the effects of blood-thinning medications. We're not just talking about warfarin. This includes newer blood thinners like Eliquis, Xarelto, and even daily aspirin that millions of seniors take for heart protection. According to medical research, seniors on blood thinners who regularly drink chamomile tea have a 50% higher risk of serious internal bleeding complications. That's not a small increase. That's a potentially fatal increase. On a Tuesday morning in March, Margaret woke up feeling unusually tired. She noticed dark bruises on her arms that she couldn't remember getting. By afternoon, she was vomiting what looked like coffee grounds. Her daughter rushed her to the emergency room, where doctors discovered massive internal bleeding in her stomach. Margaret's blood was so thin from the chamomile warfarin combination that she needed emergency surgery and 4 units of blood transfusion to save her life. The surgeon told her family that if she had waited another 6 hours, she wouldn't have made it. Do you drink chamomile tea while taking any blood thinners, even daily aspirin? You need to understand that your body doesn't distinguish between prescription blood thinners and natural compounds that thin your blood. When you combine them, you're creating a recipe for disaster. If you're on any blood-thinning medication, you must stop drinking chamomile tea immediately. Instead, try valerian-free herbal blends like passion flower or lemon balm for sleep. But always check with your doctor first. Leave a comment below if you've been drinking chamomile tea with blood thinners. Your experience could save someone else's life. But the next tea I'm about to reveal is even more deceptive. It tastes sweet, seems completely harmless, and it's hiding in candy aisles across America. Tea 3, licorice root, the hidden blood pressure time bomb. This sweet-tasting tea that millions of seniors love is silently destroying hearts across America, and most people have no idea they're drinking it. Licorice root tea tastes like candy. It's naturally sweet, soothing, and marketed as perfect for digestion and respiratory health. But if you're over 60, especially if you have any heart condition, this innocent-looking tea is a ticking time bomb in your kitchen. Here's what the tea companies don't want you to know. Licorice root contains a compound called glycyrrhizin that wreaks havoc on your cardiovascular system. This compound causes your body to lose potassium while retaining sodium. and it can spike your blood pressure by 15 to 20 millimeters of mercury with just 2 cups a day. Remember, 66% of seniors already have hypertension. When you add licorice root tea to the mix, you're pushing borderline blood pressure readings into stroke territory. Robert, 72, from Texas, discovered this the hard way. He had been drinking licorice root tea twice daily for what he thought were digestive benefits. Robert's blood pressure had always been slightly elevated, but his doctor said it was manageable with diet and exercise. After 3 weeks of his new tea routine, Robert started experiencing heart palpitations. At first, he thought it was stress from his grandson's wedding planning, but the palpitations got worse. His chest felt tight. His blood pressure readings at home were spiking to dangerous levels. Robert's wife drove him to the emergency room on a Saturday night when his blood pressure hit 190/110. The ER doctor was baffled. Robert's medications hadn't changed. His diet was the same. His stress levels were normal. It took a sharp resident doctor to ask about herbal supplements and teas. When Robert mentioned his daily licorice root tea, everything clicked. Blood tests confirmed dangerously low potassium levels and elevated cortisol, classic signs of glycyrrhizin toxicity. The doctor told Robert that if he had continued drinking the tea for another week, he could have suffered a stroke or heart attack. The sweet tea he thought was helping his digestion was literally poisoning his cardiovascular system. How many of you have licorice root tea in your pantry right now? Check your herbal tea blends too, because licorice root is often hidden in digestive teas, respiratory teas, and even some bedtime blends. If you're on any heart medications, blood pressure drugs, heart rhythm medications, or even diuretics, you must completely avoid licorice root tea. Check every single herbal blend in your kitchen for this hidden ingredient. But we're not done yet. These next 2 teas are so common, they're probably sitting in your kitchen right now, and most seniors have no idea how dangerous they can be. Tea and number 4. Peppermint. The silent reflux trigger. What's hiding in your innocent peppermint tea that could be making your health problems worse every single day? This refreshing tea that millions of seniors drink for digestion is actually triggering a cascade of dangerous complications. Peppermint tea seems like the perfect solution for digestive issues. It's soothing, it tastes great, and everyone says it's good for your stomach. But if you're over 60, peppermint tea could be silently sabotaging your health in ways you never imagined. Helen, 68, from Florida, learned this lesson the hard way. She had been managing mild acid reflux with prescription medication for 3 years. Everything was under control until her daughter suggested peppermint tea as a natural digestive aid. Helen started drinking 2 cups of peppermint tea after every meal. She loved the cooling sensation and the fresh taste. But within 2 weeks, something terrible started happening. Her acid reflux became unbearable. The burning sensation in her chest kept her awake at night. Here's what Helen didn't understand about peppermint tea. The menthol compounds that make peppermint feel so soothing actually relax the muscles in your esophagus, specifically the lower esophageal sphincter. This muscle acts like a gate, preventing stomach acid from backing up into your throat. When you're over 60, these muscles are already weakened by age. Peppermint tea essentially forces that protective gate wide open, allowing stomach acid to flood into your esophagus. For seniors with existing reflux issues, this creates a painful and dangerous situation. But that's not all. Helen was also taking daily aspirin for heart protection, something millions of seniors do. Medical research shows that peppermint can amplify the blood-thinning effects of aspirin and other anticoagulants. The combination made Helen's reflux so severe that she developed bleeding in her esophagus. Are you drinking peppermint tea while dealing with heartburn, acid reflux, or GERD? you're making your condition worse with every sip. If you're on any blood-thinning medications, including daily aspirin, peppermint tea is creating a dangerous interaction in your body. The solution is simple, but crucial. Stop drinking peppermint tea immediately if you have any digestive issues or take blood thinners. Try ginger tea in small amounts instead, but always check with your doctor first. But there's one more tea that's even more deceptive, and it's probably sitting in your pantry right now. Tea number 5, Dandelion, the hidden diuretic danger. This final tea is the most deceptive of all because it's marketed as the ultimate health drink. Dandelion tea promises to detoxify your body, boost your energy, and make you feel years younger. But for seniors, especially those on heart medications, dandelion tea is a hidden diuretic danger that can land you in the hospital. Frank, 70, from Ohio, fell for the marketing promises. He started drinking dandelion tea every morning, believing it would cleanse his kidneys and reduce the bloating he'd been experiencing. Frank had been taking a prescription diuretic for his blood pressure for 2 years, but he didn't think a natural tea could cause any problems. Frank was dead wrong. Dandelion is one of nature's most powerful diuretics. It forces your kidneys to excrete massive amounts of water and essential minerals, especially potassium. When you combine dandelion tea with prescription water pills that millions of seniors take for blood pressure and heart conditions, you create a perfect storm of dehydration. Within 10 days of his new tea routine, Frank started experiencing severe muscle cramps, overwhelming fatigue, and episodes of dizziness that left him grabbing onto furniture for support. He thought he was just having a bad week. On day 14, Frank's wife found him unconscious on their bathroom floor. The paramedics rushed him to the emergency room, where blood tests revealed life-threatening dehydration and dangerously low potassium levels. His kidneys were beginning to shut down. The emergency room doctor told Frank's family that the combination of prescription diuretics and dandelion tea had essentially drained his body of the fluids and minerals he needed to survive. Frank spent 4 days in intensive care, receiving IV fluids and electrolyte replacement therapy. How many of these 5 dangerous teas are sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now? Hibiscus, chamomile, licorice root, peppermint, and dandelion. I want you to pause this video and go check. Your life could depend on what you find. Here's your emergency action plan. Remove these 5 teas immediately. Create a tea medication diary. Follow the 2-hour rule between teas and medications. And most importantly, tell your doctor about every single herbal tea you drink. But here's the good news. You don't have to give up tea completely. Let me show you how to drink tea safely after 60. You don't have to give up tea completely. Here's how to get all the health benefits without risking your life. After everything I've shared about dangerous teas, you might think I'm going to tell you to never drink tea again. That's not true. There are safe, healthy teas that can actually improve your health after 60, as long as you choose wisely. Let me introduce you to the safe tea options that won't interfere with your medications. Rooibos tea, also called red bush tea, is completely caffeine-free and has no known drug interactions. It's packed with antioxidants and has a naturally sweet taste that many seniors love. White tea is another excellent choice. It's the most gently processed tea available, with minimal caffeine and powerful anti-aging compounds. Mild green tea can provide incredible antioxidant benefits, but watch your caffeine intake and timing with medications. Here's something crucial. 40% of seniors are chronically dehydrated. Safe teas can actually help solve this problem while providing health benefits. Dorothy, 73, from California, is living proof. She had been drinking chamomile tea for years until her doctor warned her about interactions with her blood thinner. Dorothy switched to a nightly rooibos routine. Not only did she sleep better, but her overall energy improved, and her blood work showed better hydration levels. Follow these practical guidelines. Drink safe teas at least 2 hours before or after medications. Limit yourself to 2 cups per day maximum. Monitor how you feel and track any changes. Tonight, I challenge you to check your tea cabinet and remove those 5 dangerous teas: hibiscus, chamomile, licorice root, peppermint, and dandelion. Your health, and possibly your life, depends on this simple action.